Oh my god, would you believe that I actually feel cold for once? Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome back to another Monday video. I don't even know whether to call these vlogs anymore because all I'm doing is pretty much complaining about everything. We could call it Monday Rants. I might call it Monday Rants. Today I'd like to talk about something that I get asked pretty much all the fucking time. And that question is, where are you from? Yeah. Now I know when people ask me this question, they're not actually asking me where I'm from, I guess. It's kind of like, I know what they're actually trying to ask about is my racial heritage or my ethnicity. But it's the fact that like, if you were white and you asked this question to another white person, you would be asking like where they're from in terms of like, oh, which part of the country are you from? Or, you know, they'd probably be like, oh, your accent sounds a little different from ours. Like, oh, where are you from originally? When people ask me this, they're basically trying to ask me like what country I'm from. And let me tell you now, I am from England. I was born here. I have spent 24, nearly 25 of my years in England. I am British. So when people ask me where I'm from, I'll be like, I'm from Rotherham, mate. And they'll be like, huh. And the look of confusion on people's faces when I tell them that I'm from Rotherham, it's satisfaction. Because while I understand that they're not trying to be offensive, you know, they're just trying to ask me what, you know, my ethnicity is. Now I completely understand where they're coming from. Like, don't get me wrong, when I see other ethnic minorities, I also kind of wonder like, oh, I wonder what their racial heritage is, or, you know, I wonder where like maybe their parents are from. It's just curiosity. But for me, it's kind of like growing up in a country where my race is not the predominant race and being an ethnic minority, it's like, it's a little lonely. Like, I'm an Asian girl surrounded by a lot of white people, and it's kind of weird because the majority of the time I don't see myself as a different ethnicity to anyone else, but it is something that does get brought up quite a lot. You know, it's always something that I'll know at the back of my head that I'm not the same as everybody else. So when I meet other people of ethnic minorities, like, I'm interested and I'm like, hey, let's be friends so that the group of people that I know isn't just completely white as snow. But anyway, so like I said, I was actually born in the UK, and I feel like a lot of what gives it away that I was born here is my accent. Do you hear me speaking Chinglish to you? Like, I know sometimes I mumble, and if you get me drunk, like, you can't understand the fucking word that I say, but that's because I'm drunk, not because I'm speaking half English, half Chinese. You know, like my mum, she speaks Chinglish. She doesn't speak it much, but say like if we're out shopping, I'll always try to speak for her because I just, it's painful for me to watch her try to ask someone to find her some raspberries or some toilet roll. She'll be like, toilet roll. Toyota? Oh, yes, sweet piece. So this is why I'll jump in and be like, no, she doesn't want 3 Toyotas, she wants 3 toilet rolls. My mum buys toilet roll by the bulk, like it's just easier for her. So going back to the fact that I have a British accent, people are always really surprised when I speak to them in like a very British, or I guess Yorkshire accent, because that's where I'm from. But like, to be honest, I don't think my Yorkshire accent is that strong. It's only certain things that I say, or if I'm in a certain situation, like when I'm drunk, my god, there is no question about the fact that I'm from Yorkshire. But regardless, people are always really surprised to find that I speak very good English. And it's like, I got an A in English for GCSEs. Of course I fucking speak good English. I got a higher mark in English than half the fucking country. So at least you can understand what I'm bloody saying. And just to kind of show off that little bit more, English wasn't even my first language. I only spoke Mandarin until I was about 6, 7. It was when I started school basically. Like, nursery doesn't count. You basically just eat paint and glue things to each other. But when I actually started learning in school, like that's when I started learning English. At home, I only spoke Chinese to my parents. The biggest problem that I kind of have with being asked where I'm from is that it gives me a bit of an identity crisis, because as far as I'm aware, I'm British. Like, there is nowhere else I'd rather be. It's like when people say to me, oh, when are you going back to China? It's like, I'm not going back. I've never lived there in my life. I've spent more time in fucking Amsterdam than I have in China. China's just that place where I know I kind of have relatives, but I've never really been interested in kind of going there on my own. But I haven't gone there for like 10 years, and it's not really somewhere that I'm that bothered about visiting, to be honest. Like, England is my home. United Kingdom is my home. Besides, kind of a little bit shunned by Chinese people anyway, because yeah. And one last thing that really fucking annoys me is people who are younger than me ask me, or more precisely, are racist to me. You know, these young little stupid fuckboys that think they own the world. You know, if I walk past them, then sometimes they'll shout, go back to your own country. It's like, excuse me, how old are you? And they'll just be like, oh yeah, I'm like fucking 16 mate, and I have been in this country 10 years longer than you have. I have more of a right to be here. Plus, that is not how you speak English. Enunciate! So that's it for this week's ranty video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I also hope that if you've watched this video and you still come up to me and ask me where I'm from, I will headbutt you. But anyway, that's it for this week, guys. I hope you've enjoyed another Monday rant. Be sure to check out all my other videos if you've enjoyed this one. If you haven't already, please remember to like, comment and subscribe. And if you're a new viewer and you like gaming, please be sure to check out my Friday gaming videos where I do like let's play game style videos. There's a few videos up. Be sure to check it out, and I'll see you guys next week for another Monday vlog. Bye!